Well, hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Kovac Enterprises. As you can see, I am back at the bench after about 2 weeks prior to my surgery. So far so good. Want to share with you my latest progress on the PT-109, the PT boat. I've been working on it for a little bit for the last few days, and I just want to kind of bring you up to speed. One of the things that I've done is to basically put a black wash on the deck, and I started with the black Craftsmart satin acrylic, and I actually poured it into this nice little jello cup, and I added a little bit of some water to it. I then proceeded on taking a brush like so, similar to this, as well as a Q-tip. And basically what I did was once I thinned it out enough, I went ahead and brushed over the entire deck and let it sit for a few minutes, but just before it dried, I went ahead and took my Q-tip and actually kind of rubbed it into all the wooden panels on the deck of the boat itself. Once I was finished with that, I let that sit for 24 hours, and of course the water evaporated inside my cup. And lo and behold, you probably all know this, but this is what's left of my satin paint after the black wash. So it's pretty flexible, and actually left an imprint of the bottom of my cup. So who knows? You could probably use this for something like dioramas or something like that. You can cut them up into little pieces and glue them in place. It could be like use your imagination, like an oil slick or something, or something else. Who knows? But it's just interesting to see how this stuff goes when it's after the acrylic paint itself dries up and leaves this in its place. So there you go. Yeah, I figure I'll hold on to this and try to get some ideas going. With that being said, let's take a closer look at our PT boat. As you can see here, once the black wash was applied, the next step was to actually go ahead and glue some more parts in. So as you can see, we went ahead and put the guns in on the turrets and the aft of the boat. We also did the guardrails around the turret themselves. And we also glued in at least 3 out of the 4 crew members on the boat shelf. That's JFK, his second officer, and then the gunner that's in the turret. The other thing I did was basically went ahead and applied Future on the areas that I was going to put the decals of the 109 number on. So we got those in place. So the front of the boat, we have the 109 between the windows, and then on either side we have the 109 there. And then the smaller 109, of course, we put back here by the Olacan gunner. So there you go. The other thing I did basically was to do a little detail painting. I applied some gunmetal on some of the braces for the smoke generator. I also applied some black paint inside the ventilators themselves. And then, of course, we have the 2 life rings. I painted those in the Craftsmart white satin acrylic, and then came back with some of the red paint to finish it off. There's one there, and of course we have the life ring right there. So it kind of gives a little color to the boat itself. Once I got all the detail painting done, I went ahead and Future over there to seal the paint themselves. And you know, especially with the black wash too, I let some of it kind of spill off to the side, along the sides of the hull a little bit, just kind of dirtied it up a little bit, especially around where the torpedo tubes are going to be placed eventually. So we have a little bit of some black wash kind of hanging out there too. So, but basically, yeah, this is where we're at. And moving right along. So we'll go ahead and put her back on the stand. Incidentally, the stand itself, I started off with hand brushing some primer on that, and then I'll go ahead and color that all in with some detail paint, and make that look real nice too as well. So let's see there. Yeah, that's the position. And I don't know if I showed you this in the earlier video, but this is one out of the 4 torpedo tubes. Once again, left it in the original mold color of the kit, but I ended up putting a black wash on this. I know it's probably hard for the camera to pick up on, but there are like little black indications of the black wash along the torpedo tube, just to make it look like it's been in combat mode and used quite often. So there you go. We'll glue that on a little bit later. My intention was basically just to kind of work around the inside part of the boat itself and work my way out, so that I don't have to go back and try to fit pieces in between all the parts. It's just easier to do it while it's open and then work your way out towards the sides of the boat. And that's kind of how my thinking process is as far as gluing the parts and everything like that. So, but well, we won't leave the other guy out here. I got him off to the side. I'll probably glue him sometime in the future a little bit, but he's the one that controls the rear guns. So if you can see that, that's this little fellow. Another little thing I just want to say is that painting these little guys, they're probably not more than 1 inch tall. But I used 2 different types of paint on the sailor's uniform, so to speak. The pants, I basically went with a dark blue satin acrylic, and I just kind of brush it on there, letting some of the gray primer underneath show through, making it look like they're worn pants. Of course, the shoes were black, and then basically the top part is a lighter blue color. I used some bright blue with a little mix of some white, brighten up the blue a little bit, and then once I was satisfied, I went ahead and painted up the uniform shirts. Of course, the life vests I kind of left as a gray color. The buckles, I just kind of dabbed it with a toothpick. And as far as the flesh tone, is my previous custom flesh tone that I made up before, and just kind of applied that as well. So that's about it for the crew members and how I painted those. So with that being said, we will stay tuned for the next episode. We should be getting close to the finale when we're done. But I just want to say at this point, I appreciate all my subscribers, old and new, that have joined my YouTube channel in the previous weeks and months and years. And I'll continue to put out some videos. So until then, I hope everybody has a good day, and we will catch you on the next segment of the PT-109 boat. So long, and we'll catch you later. Bye.